Yeah, I'm just going to talk a little bit about putting the doors back together. So do I need a new motor or not? So there's 3 bolts right here. I'm just going to take it off. I just want to say, when I took the other one off, this whole gear comes out. So if you got to have this gear. This gear meshes with that. And there's grease in there. And it's got a rubber gasket. I'm just going to leave that there. And then I have this one power lock motor. So I took 100 pictures, but again, I'm a firm believer in take pictures, even if you don't need them. Because when you don't, it's a bitch. So you can see, there's a slot here for some reason, but it goes to the round hole. This is the piece I've been trying to find. I can't find one of these anywhere. I'm going to have to try to make one. And I was thinking, if I got to make one, I'll make one out of the rods off the other. If I have a piece long enough. Off the other old door. So anyway, check these over and test them. Oh, and by the way, you know, they sell them by Carhartt, and I've seen them from anywhere from like 50 or 60, 70 bucks to like 130. They're probably rebuilt. And who knows how much these are? But anyway, we'll take them over there. First of all, I got this power probe right there. You just hook it into your battery. That battery I bought at the junkyard. That power probe there I bought in 2005. So you just hook up to a ground. And there's 2 leads in here. I assume one's reverse and forward, meaning up and down. So I'm going to zoom in on this gear right here, which turns that other gear I just showed. Move the camera so I don't get in the way. We'll see if it's any good. So watch that gear in there. It should go forward and reverse. Move the camera a little bit more, it's right in my way. So looking at it like this, I'm going to touch the top lead. We'll see what happens. And when you use this tells you if you get ground or short. But when you put it on the leads, you just push the button and it'll give it, push this button, it'll give it 12 volts. So that's what I'm gonna do. And right now it's touching it. Looks to me like it's spinning kind of like this. Now I'll go to the bottom one. To me, that motor is good. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. See, I think the reason these windows failed is the rollers wore out and some of them slipped off the track. And then it don't work no more. See, I gotta turn it. See, this is, you notice the motors are reversed. I gotta go on the other side of the camera. Make sure it's lined up. That's the problem with these damn cameras. I need like a remote control and a big screen up on the wall so I can just look. So we'll touch the top one. You know, if you need a longer ground, you just hook an alligator clip to it. Spinning clockwise. Touch the bottom one. So, as far as I'm concerned, both these motors are good. So I'm not even going to mess with them. But again, there's the number. And we're just looking if it says right or left. So just make sure you take them off. I mean, I don't think you can put them on backwards, but again, I don't even know if these numbers are any good. But there is a number on here. 169735. 169736. The only difference is the last number. So 1697354. I mean 545. 1697346. That must be the factory part number. I don't know what this number is here. I'll try this thing. So this should just go up and down and pull the lock. There's two leads inside here. See, what that means is there's continuity when you hear that noise. So it's probably good. Here we go. Didn't do anything. I got a feeling this motor is bad. Or this actuator. I can't even pull it out. For the heck of it, I'll try touching the two leads in here. Okay, so it's either bad or I got a bad ground. letter on here, like I think it says it's an L, maybe for left. Let me just try it one more time. I'm pretty sure it's just bad. Just see what's under here. It's no good anyway. Rusted. This is one of those things where the water, since it's facing up or down like that, let's see, like this, the water could just run down inside. It's all rusted in there. I think what actuator means is that when you make it hot, you know, put two magnets together, they repel. You put when you give it power, it pushes the motor or magnet, whatever is on here, or it makes this come out. When you release, there must be a spring, or it's either a spring or somehow something pulls it back. Something pushes it out, something pushes it back with magnetism. So that's bad. So I just want to talk about these, again, putting it back together. This is my conclusion. We're just going to zoom in. Now, I'm trying to find these rollers. But I did find this Dorman 74430. You can get a local hardware store and you see them online. One thing you got to remember is they're articulating. They got to be able to do that. So these do that. But this one, there's three of them. Two have rivets. That has a rivet. That has a rivet. That has a nut and bolt. And it's taller. But it's not the same size. It doesn't fit this. I cannot find that one. So even if you were to reuse these, you gotta drill the rivets out and then you gotta make sure you rivet it back in. Now I get one of these guides, not this guide, but this one. This one works fine. I think it should almost fall like that. You can see that. That one, and there's hardly any movement. This one, it's different size. I can hardly pull that through. And this one, it's just as bad. So I guess you could grind these, if you could figure out a way to hold these and grind them down and get them perfect without any flat spots, you could use them like that. But you'd have to grind this one way down, and it's also too thick. Because this one, That's a whole different thickness. Here's some how thick this grease is. Look at that. So what's my conclusion? I think and the other problem is, again, this is a power regulator. I cannot find where they sell power regulators. It's like they don't exist. So, what I'm thinking is, I just buy a manual regulator and just cut it right here and weld this piece back on. All I need is this. All I need is this piece. So you can buy this piece. I mean, I've seen them as low as 40 and up to like 100 and more. But there's a local Camaro shop, and this is the same as the Camaro. But I'm just to be sure, I'll take this over there and match to make sure this stuff fits. And it's like 70 bucks. Do I want to spend 70 bucks? No, I gotta spend 70 twice. I gotta cut it and weld it. But I can't find rollers. So that's what I'm probably gonna do. And I'll just keep this part. Now you can buy a whole kit. I looked at Classic Industries with a motor and that for 300 bucks. 300 and let's say 310, I don't know. But Classic Industries, man, I bet you it'd be 50 bucks to charge. So that'd be 300, 600, and shipping probably be 350 to 4 plus tax. We're talking about somewhere between 600 and 700 bucks. Well, I got two good motors, and I can fix this for, let's say it's 75 bucks. For 75 bucks, and it's 150 versus 650 to 700. Now let's clean this up. That's my plan. I can't think of a better plan than that. And this, again, talking about this piece. I mean, they bent it. So I'm just gonna have to try. The hard part's gonna be this bend here. I'll just heat it up red hot. Make some kind of jig. I don't know how yet. Just bend a couple bends at a time. And I'll use, let me see, I'll get the piece. And actually I have two of these laying around. This is the one that goes to the, across the door to the pull latch on the inside. So at least it has that first bend. And this also doesn't have any round edge in there. I don't know if I can see that or not, for a clip. This is one of those other kind of clips. Plastic. So that's my plan. If you're looking, again, I couldn't find a good picture of this, but if you watch this video, I guess conceivably you can make these work. And I would also say, if you did, try to get some grease down inside here. These things are, it's loosening up, but I'm not going to use them. In fact, now it's so loose it's almost ready to fall out. So one of these I put some WD-40 in, just to see if it would loosen up. case anybody's interested. This one's loose. Let's try this one. Again, there should be oil in here. It's loosening up, but I mean, this one's like I just touch it with my fingernail. This one I gotta put about. Yeah, it's kind of loosening up. 30 pounds of pressure. And this one, I think that's about how it should be. It's about 10 pounds of pressure. So anyway, that's my plan. I got two good window motors. Oh, I think I said it, but if you buy the motor, some of them come with this, some don't. If you don't have an existing motor, you better try to find one with this. Some kind of clip on here. It's like a spring almost. Or maybe it's just a stop. So that's how you test the motors, and that's the problems I've come across. Oh, as for the other parts, the parts that bolt to the glass, none of it's cheap. Like this piece right here, it's like 15 bucks. You know, I don't think it's that bad. It's just rusty. I'll just take it apart and clean it. There's one that I have to replace. The one with the roller. And the other roller, which I don't have in this picture, it's in the back of my car. It's the same as the Camaro. I was down there looking at it. 76 Camaro, or probably all the other years. Make sure you take your pieces. That's the problem with buying online is you can't. It looks right online, but until you actually hold it in your hand, take your old parts when you buy parts, if you can, if you're lucky enough to have one. Also, these locks here, there's a little clip right there. So you go one way and it turns. I mean, the key would be doing the same thing in reverse. The other way it turns. Again, I don't think these are bad. I'll just put some WD-40, that's what I always use. Should we use graphite or something, but chances are there's rust down inside there. Okay, I gotta drill these rivets out of these to get these rollers out. The drill bit is, let's see, I got it right in my hand, 13/64. That's the right size. Gonna stick it in my drill here. Got it clamped in the vise. See if that's far enough. I just gotta find my hammer. Okay, I gotta find a hammer. There's one. Make sure you mark which one's up and down, because this one, I think, let's see, this one is down, the wheel's down here, but the other is one that's up. really don't have a big enough vise. It's going to back out now. So I'm just going to do these on the table. It's too awkward. So I got this hole drilled in my table, which comes in handy for this kind of stuff. Well, actually, it's not going to work for this, but it comes in handy sometimes. So if you go a hole too much bigger, then this hole gets too big. That one just spun off. That's it. If you get any leftover rivets in this backing plate, I got these at a garage sale for like 50 cents each. All different sizes. So that's it for taking out the rivets. So I'm just going to take some of the surface rust off. I already sprayed it with this purple power, whatever it's called. And then I'm just going to spray these with the rust killer. What I'll do is I'll wash it, I'll spray it with this, do this, wash it with a hose, and then just blow it dry. It's not going to be perfect. And you got to make sure that, you know, I'm going to make sure I got to grease this and oil that. So I'm not looking for perfect, I'm just looking to get rid of some of this stuff. I gotta wash it to get this stuff off here. This will also kind of etch it so the paint will stick. far as I know, I don't know if I said this in another video, you cannot buy these except for aftermarket, a different brand. Not with the power windows. You can get the manual. I was thinking about just cutting off the manual, because they're cheap. These cost, like, if you get them just manual regulator, they're like 50, 60 bucks. But the problem is that this arm is different. So I got it to That's what I'm doing. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Just that everything on this car, I've been getting rid of the rust. So, what does this take me? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? And now I'll just hose it off with the hose. And this one here is not bad. I'm not even going to touch this one. I'm just going to spray some WD-40 on here. Anyway, spray off with the hose. Maybe I'll just put WD-40. Nah, I'm going to spray it because it's got rust on it. They already cleaned these tracks off. Those are like stainless steel or something. Because it'll start, any water because it'll start rusting. The water coming out of here. Need a filter. A better filter. Leave that in the sun for about half hour. It'll be fine. So me and my friend made a tumbler last year, and I'm just throwing all the bolts and parts in there. Leave them for a day, they'll be clean. I'll just start it and show you. It's on one of the videos. This is a semi-truck rim. This is a compressor tank. Then when you want to get the parts out, cleaning these clips too. I got these, I think these are armrest brackets. Just put those in deep. And this is plastic. This goes against the window. I just decided to see what would happen. This little red triangles I got at, I think it's ceramic or something. I got it at Harbor Freight. Like I said, one day and this stuff will all be clean. I could sandblast it, but sandblasting these little pieces is a pain in the butt. So this thing dried. I decided just to go over with Scotch-Brite. Same garage sale one, I got like a pile of these for like $1, big pieces. It's these old guys like me, when they die, everything they sell everything. Because the guy doesn't need it anymore, and they don't want it. They get some of the extra oil or WD-40 off of it. I'll blow it off one more time. Same thing to that one, then I'll just take it outside and put some rust killer on it. So I got this old Harbor Freight cleaner box, I don't know what you call it. I paint the stuff outside. Just let it sit for about 15 minutes out in the sun. Flip it over, turn it, dries fast. So that's what I'm doing, right or wrong. That's the tumbler running in the background, that noise. So you saw what I did. There's a little bit in the track. If I have to, I'll clean out with paint thinner. I mainly just hit wherever there was rust. Same here. Anyway, that's what I wanted to do. They're still original parts. I just cleaned them up. Well, here's what I use. I'm not saying it's the best or the worst. It's good enough for me. Local hardware store.